Border Patrol agents discover a tunnel under a border fence in the Rio Grande Valley.
Agents suspect a Mexican cartel dug it for illegal smuggling.
Border reporter Oscar Margain explains how deep and far that tunnel went.
In this border brief, tunnel discovery. The tunnel is in Hidalgo, Texas, at the bottom of a 30-foot embankment on the U.S. side of the border. This is what it looks like. The pictures were taken by Othel Brand, the general manager of a water improvement pump station located 1,500 feet upriver. The discovery was made by Border Patrol nearly a month ago.
It's got 4x4s, looks like 4x4s and plywood on both sides and top. 4x4s about 2-3 feet apart all the way in.
Authorities believe whoever was digging the tunnel intended to go under a border fence. However, it didn't get too far. The hole is just about 60 feet deep, according to Brand. It is one of 2 tunnels in the area President Trump was briefed on when he paid a visit to the Texas border 3 weeks ago.
This is an area that we actually have wall. And we actually have some technology and agents.
Tunnels are rarely discovered along the Texas border because of the Rio Grande running between the U.S. and Mexico. The Border Patrol is working to seal the tunnel in the coming days. That's your Border Brief. I'm Oscar Margain reporting.